Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal channel. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal are in talks with the agent of Nico Williams to get a deal done. Andre Bata is leading the charge. However, we also have to repel a 100 million rate from Real Madrid and Manchester City now for William Saliba. City are saying they want to rebuild, and William Saliba is one of the players they are planning on diving on this summer. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. According to The Guardian, Arsenal are going to spend just 50.2 million on Martin Zubimendi. That is a very good deal. And we are also looking at about 10 wingers. Although Nico Williams is number one, Arsenal are looking at about 10 wingers this summer. So it's going to be a very busy summer. It's going to be an interesting one as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. Do you think Arsenal will have the power and energy to reject 100 million for William Saliba, be it Manchester City, be it Real Madrid? I mean, we know that Andre Bata is good at selling as well. And could we be running this Atletico Madrid model where we can sell one player occasionally for 100 million, 150 million, but keep on challenging as we sign more players? They've done it very well over the years with Andre Bata. Is that a strategy that you would love to see at Arsenal? Sell some good players, but also keep those good talents coming in. So let's start off with the big story from the Guardian, as reported by Ed Aarons. They are saying that Arsenal are in talks. Initial talks have been held with the agent of the player, that is Nico Williams. So according to according to Ed Aarons, Andre Bata is understood to have met Williams' agents just a couple of days ago, and he says that Arsenal are exploring a summer move for Atletico Bilbao's Nico Williams. Andre Bata held talks with the Spain's forwards representatives in one of his first acts as the club's sporting director. It is understood that Bata, who was confirmed in his post last Sunday and attended Tuesday's 2-1 win over Fulham, has met the 22-year-old's agent, Felix Tianta. That is where Arsenal are. Now, of course, they go on to say that Arsenal have heavily scouted Williams for the past 2 years and are believed to have considered a move for him last summer, only to be informed that he wanted to remain at Athletic Bilbao for at least one more season. Williams, having started for Spain at the Euros 2024 and helped his boyhood club reach the quarterfinals of the Europa League, where they will face Rangers next week, is expected to push for a move this summer. Barcelona, who also tried to sign Williams last summer, Bayern Munich, Chelsea are also believed to be in the race as well. So Arsenal are in talks with the agent and representatives of the player in order to get a summer move done. Now, Andre Bata, again, this is what we talked about in the morning when I was saying that Andre Bata is kind of changing the way Arsenal look at transfers and the way we approach transfers. First and foremost, we want to get deals done quickly. He's one of those guys that really get deals done quickly and early. We talked about the Lenomo deal at Atletico Madrid. Is one of those deals that are kind of legendary and a trademark for Andre Bata. He wants deals done quickly. He wants deals done very, very early. So again, he's gone into talks with Victor Gyökeres. Before you know it, he is in talks with the representatives of Nico Williams. And for me, this is an experienced sporting director. Before, you could hear that Arsenal want to approach Athletic Bilbao to talk about the Nico Williams deal. Why? I mean, Andre Bata shows you what has to be done, and he's doing exactly that. This is a release clause deal, and it's a low release clause. It's a low-hanging fruit. It's like 45 million. So many clubs, as reported by the Guardian, are going to be interested in this position. They're going to be interested in this player. So what you've got to do at the moment, go in early, talk to the player, talk to the representatives. We've been there for 2 years, and they know it. I don't think the Arsenal have been, looking at this position without the knowledge of the player's representatives and without the knowledge of the player himself. Now, I think the rest for Nico has now been blown out of the water. Last summer, it was FC Barcelona. What they did is they kind of engulfed this deal into in this we are his prime destination. He wants to play with Lamine Yamal and all that. And all other clubs were kind of scared. But the truth was, this race is going to have many clubs. Even last summer, there were so many clubs interested. and this summer is not going to be any different. Arsenal have just blown the race, out. We have just made it open, right? And it's not a bad thing, because this is not a deal you're going to do in silence. This is a player that is wanted by many clubs, and this is a player that we can say in the left wing world, among left wingers in the world, he's top 10%. I wouldn't put him out of the top 10% in the best wingers in the world. So listen, is this going to attract a lot of attention to the deal? A couple of clubs are going to come in now and say, if Arsenal are talking to the player, which means we can talk to the player as well. Well and good, right? Well and good. But I think Arsenal are in a good financial position, and maybe Liverpool, to go and get this deal done. We did sign many players last summer, and we did spend a lot of money ultimately. And in January, it was zero cash. So Arsenal have some money, and again, with the deal that we're going to talk about next, the Martin Zubimendi deal, being as low as 50 million, we were thinking 60, 70, it makes more sense. Now, does this mean that Arsenal are leading the race? Probably not. Does this mean that Arsenal will get the deal done, guaranteed? Probably not as well. But what I want to say here is it shows what our sporting director is all about. It shows why you go out there in the market to get a good sporting director. They do things other people don't do. It's why Arsenal ditched Jason Ato. He had worked under Edu, one of our own, understands people at Arsenal, understands the club policy, understands what Mikel Arteta wants, but we wanted something different. Someone with experience, someone with pedigree, someone who can get these deals done. It's top dollar money, and it's a top dollar job, so you're gonna have to do top dollar tasks. And I think Andre Bata right now, I'm impressed. He is doing top dollar tasks. Now, this is not on Andre Bata. This is Arsenal's genius, because Eddie Aarons as well has confirmed that Arsenal are going to sign, or could sign, Martin Zubimendi for about 50 million. 50.2 million. That is a little bit that's a little bit crazy. Now, again, it's in this article. You can see right there. It says Arsenal are in the market for a striker and have identified Sporting's Victor Gyökeres as a realistic target than Swedish teammate Alexander Isak. They have also heavily scouted Benjamin Sesko at RB Leipzig. And then it says right there, the real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi is expected to complete a 50.2 million move, with Thomas Partey and Jorginho likely to depart when their contracts expire. 50.2. This changes everything. This absolutely changes everything. Now, the question I've always asked myself is, why? Why did Arsenal go in early to approach Real Sociedad? I mean, it's a really close move, and I was very, very angry because we didn't get any deals done for January, and we actually went in for Martin Zubimendi. But now it makes more sense. It's gonna be a big summer in terms of the players we want to sign. I was listening to the Athletic podcast with the Ghana blog and David Onstein, and they were actually saying that Arsenal could sign about 5 players, 6 players. We could even see 2 goalkeepers. If Tommy Setford goes out on loan, Arsenal could be looking to sign like 2 goalkeepers. And if you sign 2 goalkeepers this summer, it already tells you the number of signings is going to be high and above 5. So this deal makes more sense. Arsenal having agreed a deal of 50.2 million for Martin Zubimendi. Do you know what this summer is going to look like? If Arsenal gets Zubimendi for 50.2 million, he's one of the best defensive outlets in midfield, one of the best DMs in the world. For us to get him for 50 million, that is almost the same amount we spent on Thomas Partey. I mean, literally, we are moving out a 50 million guy and we are bringing in a 50 million guy. That's really good business. But what makes this even more interesting is Arsenal could get Victor Gyökeres for around 50 million pounds. We could get Nico Williams for around 45 million pounds. Those 3 could cost Arsenal about 150 million pounds. And that is the core of this summer. That's what we need. We need 3 good players in 3 critical positions. Maybe attacking midfield is one I've left out. But again, if you're looking at Xabi Simons, again at around 45 million pounds, it's a deal that still makes a lot of sense. So Arsenal are very, very, very aware of this, of this market opportunity with Martin Zubimendi, and they're hoping he's gonna join at just 50.2 million. I'm gonna say I'm surprised. I'm really surprised it is that low. But let's talk about high figures and let's talk about William Saliba. So a few reports that are really unconfirmed are saying that Manchester City are joining Real Madrid in the pursuit for Arsenal S. William Saliba. Arsenal obviously have looked to keep him. They don't want to sell. His contract has 2 more years, but we are in line to give him a new one. And he has come out and said he loves Arsenal. He would love to stay. He has had quite an underwhelming season by his standards, and he wants to continue at Arsenal and give us what Gabriel has given us this campaign. That is in his own words. But of course, players can change. He kisses your badge this season, and then he kisses Real Madrid's badge or Manchester City's badge next season. Now, Arsenal are not newcomers when it comes to losing big talent. I mean, need I to explain? We have the likes of Sanchez, Ruben Van Persie, Thierry Henry, Alexander Ileb, Alexander Sombilo. All those players were sold by Arsenal. Some we wanted to sell, others they wanted to move. Now, first and foremost, what I want to say with this one is 100 million is a lot of money. But I think Arsenal should have the resolve to repel it. We should have the armor to say no to 100 million for William Saliba. Now, we're going to talk about what 100 million could do for Arsenal. Obviously, we have seen this strategy done by ATM. This strategy has been employed by Liverpool, where they sell 3 of their top talents and then go into a massive rebuild and then they start winning. But I don't think Arsenal are at that stage, and I don't think we need to do that. So one thing I want to say with William Saliba is, yes, 100 million is nice. It is very, very good, but we should be able to repel it, and we must repel it. Secondly, is this the agent of the player trying to kick the curtains? Let me explain. I mean, when players have a demand, especially when they want higher wages, they're going to have a lot of antics performed by their agents. They're going to say, Madrid wants me. They're going to say, Barcelona wants me. They're going to say, I'm going to run down my contract. I'm going to do what Trent has done. All that. I think this might be theatrics by the player's agent and camp to try and pressure Arsenal into, first and foremost, thinking, oh boy, he's the best defender in the world. We've got to give him whatever he wants to stay. And secondly, I think they would want a reasonable rise in salary. So this could be the player's agents trying to pull some strings behind the curtain. But that is a risk that we cannot afford. For me, I think that he deserves a new contract, William Saliba, and I think that he deserves a significant raise. I mean, he's one of the best players, not only in the Premier League, but also in the world at centre-back. If you're going to keep him, you're going to keep him with top dollar. However, on the other side, Andre Bata coming in, it's, we have celebrated it because, he's a good guy in the market, but also think about this. Having Andre Bata at the helm of transfers at Arsenal means we could be employing the strategy that ATM have been employing. And what's that strategy? They can wake up in the morning and sell Antoine Griezmann for 150 million. They sold Diego Costa too. They sold Aguero too. They do it, right? And the reason as to why they do it is if they can make money while, winning, that's the best way for them. Now, of course, as Arsenal fans, we don't want to do that. We don't want that. But in order for you to run a sustainable model in football, you might actually have to do it. Chelsea, on the other hand, they run it in a different way. They sell academy prospects. They will sign as many as they can, and they will loan them out, and they will sell them for pure profit. For Arsenal, we can do that as well, but I think we might have to look at our main guns. Is William Saliba one of the players you want to sell? Definitely not. But let me know what you think about that strategy. You sell a Martin Odegaard for 80 million, and you bring in Xavi Simons for 60 million. You get some profit. The club is profitable. The project is self-sustaining, and we move on. Let me know. There is some striker update that I want us to talk about a little bit, and is this. A few reports are saying that there is quite kind of a disparity in who is going to be our next striker. Now, I don't disagree with this, and I don't agree with it either. First and foremost, reports are saying that Mikel Arteta wants Alexander Isak, Andre Bata wants Victor Gyökeres, and the team that Edu has been working with are still fixated on Benjamin Sesko. I kind of feel like this is a little bit untrue. One, when a new sporting director comes in, they work directly with the manager. So I really agree that Arteta likes Isak, but it will be in the best interest of Arsenal that Andre Bata informs Arteta, we can't get him for that price if you want all these other players. And then the team that has been working with Edu, definitely, if they're going to stay, they're going to work with their new boss, and that is Andre Bata. And things are going to have to change. For me, it's a no-brainer. Isak is unattainable, Gyökeres is a market opportunity, and Sesko is not yet ready. Finally, Arsenal looking at about 10 wingers. So if you hear me or see me doing a lot of stories on wingers, don't say, because I thought Nico Williams was the one. We are looking at other wingers as well, and you're looking at other players in that position. Hit the like button. I'll see you soon.